What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Bill acts as Liam's love doctor after Carter and Hope's elopement. While Bill Spencer plays Liam Spencer's love doctor, the Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Carter Walton will pitch Hope Logan for an elopement. For starters, Bill may admit he's noticed the reconnection between Liam and Hope lately. Hope was there for Liam when he thought he was dying and after the Grace Buckingham scam was made public. Liam will have a chance to talk to Bill, who might wonder if he's feeling more than just friendly feelings for Hope once more. Liam will come to the conclusion that he must fight for Hope once Bill imparts his wisdom and possibly inspires him to take action. Given that Hope is engaged to Carter, Liam will obviously need to act quickly. Time will be of the essence since it looks like Carter will make an elopement pitch to Hope on Monday's B&B episode. Carter will discuss rushing their wedding plans with Hope because he won't be able to wait any longer. Ridge Forrester may walk in before Hope can give Carter a firm answer about whether she's on board. Ridge will privately discuss his concerns with Carter and express his doubts that Carter and Hope are a good match. Ridge might try to put a stop to Carter's impending wedding by asking himself whether Carter would be happier with someone else. Carter will stand up for his love for Hope and is eager to marry her as soon as possible. Carter may have the impression that Ridge's problems are more about his doubts about Taylor Hayes' marriage because he has a lifelong bond with Brooke Logan. Will Spencer will reflect on his booze-fueled night and try to figure out who was really in his bed while Carter and Ridge question each other. Will thought Electra Forrester had returned after the party, but it was clearly not her who laughed. Will won't be able to conclude that based on the information he has so far, though B&B fans are aware that Luna Nozawa was the culprit. Will have to think about other hot candidates because he still thinks Luna is dead. Will may question Lainey if he comes to the conclusion that she is the source. The Bold and the Beautiful say Will's going to keep Electra in the dark as long as he can, but she'll inevitably get some awful news down the road. Will trusts Sheila. Liam is pressured by Bill, Carter's mission Carter Walton from the Bold and the Beautiful to plan an elopement. However, Liam Spencer desires to see Hope Logan once more. Additionally, Will Spencer requests assistance from Sheila Carter Sharp. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. The goal of Liam Spencer's reunion. Let's begin with Liam, who is not actually dying. With this new revelation, Liam now needs to figure out what his new future looks like. Bill Spencer gives Liam some advice. Bill's deep apologies for losing Katie Logan are known to his fans. The man will not want Liam to commit the same error as Hope. Liam did encourage Hope to forgive Carter. After that, they tied the knot, and Liam was truly thrilled for them. But that was the time he thought he was going to die. Bill encourages his son to fight for love. So, Liam makes a passionate plea to his former flame. However, Liam sets out on a mission to reunite his family by Friday. Plan for Carter Walton's elopement. Carter will tie the knot with Hope. Carter, on the other hand, has done this before. Therefore, I am puzzled as to why he is proposing once more. Given that Liam is still alive, might Carter suggest that they get married right away? In any case, the proposal gets crashed by Ridge Forrester. The men argue, but in the end, they agree to something. Then, in the episode on Friday, Carter will want to break up with Hope. Will Spencer's hopelessness doesn't know what happened at the party, as the Bold and the Beautiful reveals. Will knows that he slept with someone, but it couldn't have been Electra Forrester. Will ends up turning to Sheila for help. Broken Sheila Carter Sharp. Will is aware that he betrayed Electra, but he does not know who. Will she tell him the truth when he asks Sheila for assistance? Most likely not. Sheila will likely continue to assist Luna Nozawa. However, the girl has not responded to gentle love. Therefore, how much further does Luna need to travel before Sheila acts appropriately? The intricate and perpetually shifting dynamics of love and loyalty within the sprawling Spencer-Forrester-Logan families are once again poised for a dramatic upheaval, as the looming prospect of a hasty elopement between Hope Logan and Carter Walton triggers a frantic counteroffensive from the one man who has always considered her his destiny, Liam Spencer. However, Liam will not be the only one fighting this impending conflict. He will also have the strategic advice of his father, Bill Spencer, who steps into the unlikely role of love doctor in a desperate attempt to prevent his son from repeating what he believes to be his own greatest mistake, letting the love of his life slip through his fingers. Despite the fact that Bill Spencer is well known for his mistakes, Liam will be armed with this advice. Bill's intervention comes at a critical juncture, as Liam, recently reprieved from a false death sentence, is floating in a state of emotional limbo. His previous, self-sacrificing encouragement for Hope to build a life with Carter was predicated on the belief that he had no future to offer her. Now that that future has been restored, the noble facade is falling down, revealing the unadulterated, raw yearning that lies beneath. Bill will be the first to notice the subtle but powerful reconnection that is simmering between Liam and Hope. This connection was formed in the midst of the recent crises, such as Liam's health scare and Grace's paternity scam. He will recognize it as the same undeniable force he once felt for Brooke Logan when he sees the way they look at each other and their unspoken history. Bill will impart his son's unique Spencer-like wisdom during a heart-to-heart that is less about gentle advice and more about a tactical briefing. He will make reference to his own catastrophic failure with Katie Logan, a loss that haunts him and serves as a constant reminder of the cost of hesitation. He will speak from a place of profound, albeit recently acquired, regret. Bill's philosophy is simple and brutal. Love is not a passive state to be admired from afar. It is a prize to be fought for, claimed, and defended with every resource at one's disposal. He will make the case that Liam's earlier support for Hope's relationship with Carter was an act of cowardice disguised as noblesse and a failure to fight for what is rightfully his family, his history, and his heart. This motivational speech will aim to awaken Liam's dormant fighting spirit and dispel his passive complacency. Bill will frame the situation not as a romantic dilemma but as a battle, and Carter is the enemy standing between Liam and his rightful place at the head of his family with Hope and their daughter, Beth. This militaristic framing will resonate deeply with Liam, galvanizing him into action. The urgency of Bill's message will be compounded by the spoiler that Carter, sensing a shift in the wind or perhaps simply intoxicated by his own long-delayed happiness, is preparing to pitch Hope on a swift elopement. Carter's move is a desperate gambit to make their union official before any external forces, namely Liam's reawakened feelings, can intervene. This creates a ticking clock, a race against time that Bill will expertly use to pressure Liam into making a bold, decisive move. Carter will set out on his own mission to ensure his own future while Liam is being trained for his romantic counter-offensive. He is the man who is always a supporting character in someone else's love story. He is the perpetual groomsman, never the groom, and his proposal of an elopement is born from a deep-seated insecurity that has plagued him throughout his romantic life. His engagement to Hope represents his best and likely last chance to be the undeniable lead, and the fear of losing it will push him to force the issue. He will approach Hope and argue that they have waited long enough for happiness and should seize the moment and make their commitment official immediately, his voice likely filled with passion and panic. However, Ridge Forrester will dramatically interrupt their conversation before Hope can process this sudden pressure and formulate a response. Ridge's intrusion is more than just a coincidence. It is a manifestation of his own deep-seated doubts as well as his intricate, lifelong entanglement with the Logan women. He will pull Carter aside for a private man-to-man conversation that is less a gentle warning and more a direct challenge. Ridge will voice his blunt opinion that Hope and Carter are a mismatch, a relationship of convenience rather than cosmic destiny. He will question whether Carter is truly happy settling for a woman whose heart has always belonged to another man, subtly implying that Carter himself would be happier with someone who could make him their unequivocal first choice. Carter, stung and defensive, will fiercely defend his love for Hope, but Ridge's words will plant a seed of doubt, not about Hope's goodness, but about the fundamental symmetry of their partnership. Carter will dismiss Ridge's worries as wishful thinking and link them to Ridge's own unresolved conflicts with Taylor and Brooke. However, the damage will already be done. He will lose the idealistic bubble of his elopement plan, which will leave him more determined than ever to marry Hope, if only to disprove his critics. Simultaneously, a darker and more sinister mystery is unfolding, one that will have profound consequences for the future. Will Spencer, plagued by fragmented, alcohol-hazed memories of a passionate encounter he believed was with his girlfriend, Electra Forrester, is on a desperate quest for the truth. Electra's firm and principled denial, based on her decision to postpone their intimacy until a more romantic time, has left him confused, guilty, and suspicious. The sensory clues a specific mask, a fleeting impression do not match Electra's account, but he is aware that he was with someone. With no other leads and the world believing Luna Nozawa is dead, Will's search for answers takes a dangerously misguided turn. In a moment of desperate confusion, he might even confront Laney, another hot candidate he vaguely remembers from the party, a move that would only create more chaos and misunderstanding. However, his most fateful decision will be to turn for help to the most dangerous and manipulative figure in Los Angeles, Sheila Carter. This is a catastrophic error in judgment, born of sheer desperation. Sheila, of course, holds all the missing pieces of the puzzle. She knows Luna was at the party, and she will instantly deduce the horrifying truth the moment Will describes the masked figure specifically, the detail of Elektra's mask. Sheila will realize that her granddaughter didn't just pursue Will, she committed a monstrous violation, impersonating another woman to prey upon his intoxicated state. Sheila is put to the ultimate moral test by this. Her purported reformation is faced with a choice: protect her granddaughter, continuing the cycle of lies and manipulation that defines their bloodline, or finally break that cycle by confessing the truth. Tragically, every indication suggests Sheila will choose the former. She will likely feed Will half-truths or misdirection, pretending to help while actively working to conceal Luna's crime and enable her next move, which spoilers suggest will involve using a potential pregnancy as the ultimate weapon to permanently bind herself to the Spencer family. Thus, the stage is set for an explosive convergence of these plotlines.